Hi, today I'd like to talk about difficulty I've always had in my family since I was a little boy. One of the most difficult moments I spent with my family is due to my relationship with my father, a mentally disturbed person who liked to see other people in his family suffer because of the things he did to them, to us. He was married to my mother just because she was a very ignorant and weak person. She was the daughter of a farmer, and she was happy to be married to a man living in a little town. She has always been living in the country, and well, she lived in a very ignorant and simple family. And she um, got in love with this man, but she didn't suspect a very dangerous person. He started to beat her and insult her, and when she gave birth to her first son, that was me, he just started to be violent with me too, since I was a little boy, and since I was a child. She liked, my father liked to insult me to see me cry. And the more I cried, the more he was happy to see me suffering, because he thought that the more I suffered, the more he beat me, the more he insulted me, and he made me feel a stupid and inferior person. The stronger and the most mature, the most wise man I would become. Well, this teaching had the only result to make me very weak in the years, especially in my teen years, and I started to hate him and run away from him because I just saw the devil when I saw him. I didn't want to have anything to do with a man who just every time he saw me, he told me that I was weird, that I was inferior to all his friends' sons, and he always told me that in the future I would become a failure, that I would never succeed in anything, and I was ugly, and I was so stupid, and I was too fat or too thin, etc. So I started to be afraid of the world around me and to hide myself behind walls and masks and any kind of excuse not to go outside. I just studied all my time, and when I finished university, I didn't have any choice if not choosing other courses. But all the courses I chose had no effect in my life. They just made me spend the time and just made more farther the years when I would become independent and I would be forced to find a job. I didn't want to grow up. I was afraid of life. I didn't have the strength to be independent, even if being independent would mean to go run away from my father. Well, I didn't succeed. I just preferred to lock myself in a room in the dark and wait for death. So I made this video to let you understand the danger of growing up with a psychopath. You may ask, you may wonder why I never reported him to the social assistants or to the police. Well, he had the complicity, he had the sustain of my mother, who was completely lost without him, because he just was violent with her and made her understand that she needed him. So I wasn't able to fight against him alone. And since his behavior with other people, not of his family, was very normal, he was able to let other people think that he was a very serious and good man. Nobody believed me when I asked for help, so that I was left alone with this mentally disturbed man in the house. My mother was always away because she didn't stand him, didn't want to see him. And my brothers went away to work abroad because they needed to be away from here. So I was left alone. I'm still alone against this man, and I asked for help to someone who could take me away from here and from him. Thank you for listening to me, and see you in the next video.